रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रमन जय राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रमन
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता चैप्टर 1 वर्स नंबर 12। तस्य संजनयन् हर्षं कुरु वृद्धः पितामहः सिंहनादं विनद्य उच्चैः शंखं दद्मौ प्रतापवान्। Then grandsire Bhishma, the valiant elder of the Kuru dynasty, loudly blew his conch shell, making a sound like the roar of a lion, thus delighting the heart of Duryodhan. As Duryodhan was describing to Dronacharya the different members of the two armies and then asking the Yodhas, the soldiers on his side, to protect Bhishma Pitamaha, Bhishma was hearing all of this and he knew what was the actual internal desire of Duryodhan. Even though externally Duryodhan was pretending as if he wanted to protect Bhishma Pitamaha, internally he wanted to make sure that Bhishma Pitamaha fights on his behalf with full dedication. Knowing this and to reassure him that he, Bhishma, will not go back on his vow to serve the throne of Hastinapur till his last breath, Bhishma Pitamaha blew the conch shell. Bhishma very well knew what would be the outcome of this battle. He was a Mahajan, as we discussed last time, one who knows the religious principles. And even though at times it may appear that those who are not righteous have an upper hand, ultimately the history, the scriptures are evidence that only the truth wins. Satyameva Jayate. That ultimately it's only those who follow the religious path are victorious. Bhishma knew that Pandavas were righteous, Krishna was on their side, and there was no scope of Duryodhan winning this battle. Actually, when before the start of the battle, Maharaj Yudhishthir went to Bhishma Pitamaha to seek his blessings for this battle, Bhishma Pitamaha blessed him, "O my dear Yudhishthir, may you be victorious." So in one sense, he already announced what will be the outcome of the battle, that the Pandavas will be victorious. He also told him that how he would leave his body at what time during the battle of Kurukshetra. So one may question that if Bhishma already knew what is the outcome of the battle, then why did he even fight on the behalf of Duryodhan? So two reasons behind this. First, that he is a Mahajan, he is a great devotee of Sri Krishna. And a devotee in every circumstance serves the Lord. Sri Krishna came to this world with one main purpose of paritranay sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam, Dharm sansthapanarthai sambhavami yuge yuge, as he declares in Bhagavad Gita himself, that to deliver those who are righteous and to annihilate those who are demoniac and to re-establish the principles of religion, Shri Krishna advents himself. And to assist him in this task of him annihilating those who are demoniac, many of his associates also manifest in this world. Bhishma is one of them. And being on the side of Duryodhan, he gave confidence to Duryodhan, yes, we can fight with them. Because if there would not have been this battle, then all the demoniac kings who were friends of Duryodhan and Duryodhan as well as his brothers would not have been annihilated. So this battle of Kurukshetra became a reason, became the place where Shri Krishna could enact his purpose of annihilating those who are not following the path of righteousness. And Bhishma, Drona, they, even though on the side of Duryodhan, assisted the Lord in this task of his. So we see that a devotee, even in adverse condition, is always meditating on how to serve the Lord. Actually, there is no condition in our life when we can't serve. It only depends on our desire and our willingness and our devotion to Guru and Krishna, that we will be able to see an opportunity to serve them in any condition of our life. And that mood of service adds so much happiness, bliss and positivity in our life. So Bhishma Pitamaha, even though fighting on the side of Duryodhan, was so happy to see Krishna on the other side, and always seeing him, he was chanting his glories and waiting for the time when he would leave his body, seeing the Lord in front of him. Here Bhishma is called Kuru Vriddhaha. Kuru means the Kuru dynasty, to which both the Kauravas and the Pandavas belonged, and Vriddhaha means the eldest or the oldest in this dynasty. So at that time, during the battle of Kurukshetra, among all the Kauravas, among all those who were from the Kuru dynasty, both in the Kauravas and Pandavas camp, the eldest one was Bhishma. Therefore, recognizing him to be the eldest, this honor of blowing the conch shell to announce the start of the battle was given to him. In those days, whenever the battle was started, it was by blowing a conch shell. Nowadays, the enemies attack unprovoked, secretively. But at that time, the two parties, the two armies will stand in front of each other. They will give enough notice to each other, and even at the start of the battle, they'll blow on the conch shell to announce the start of the battle. Bhishma is also called here as Pratapvan, means he was very valiant, very strong. So even though he's called Vriddha, means old, but at the same time he's also called valiant. So despite his age, he had not lost his power, as well as his resolve to abide by the vow that he had taken. And that was the second reason of why he was fighting on behalf of Duryodhan, because as we had earlier discussed, that when he went to Satyavati's father Nishadraj to request him to get Satyavati married to his father Maharaj Shantanu, he had taken a vow that throughout his life he will not marry and will serve the throne of Hastinapur till his last breath. So irrespective of who was occupying the throne, Bhishma was dedicated to the throne of Hastinapur. Here in the commentary, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that grandsire Bhishma became very pleased to hear Duryodhan's glorification of him in front of Dronacharya. Producing a sound like the roar of a lion, the elderly Kuru Bhishma blew his conch shell to remove Duryodhan's fear and make him cheerful. Because Duryodhan was afraid that Bhishma may not fight and this battle may not take place because of his softness and love for the Pandavas. To reassure Duryodhan that battle is going to take place and he is going to fight on his behalf, he blew the conch shell. And when he blew the conch shell, he roared like a lion. So this shows that how much strength Bhishma had even at this advanced age. Just like when in a temple, before the start of Arati or a religious ceremony, the conch shell is blown, and that blowing of the conch shell gives a lot of happiness to the devotees who are assembled in the temple. In the battlefield also, the conch shell is being blown because this battle was being fought for the purpose of protection of religious principles. And Kshatriyas are assembled, the warrior class. Kshatriyas are those who belong to the warrior class. They are assembled in this battlefield to fight, and for a Kshatriya, to fight in the battle is the main responsibility and to protect those who are dependent on them. So just like the devotees feel a lot of pleasure by hearing the conch shell in the temple, a Kshatriya, a warrior, feels great happiness by hearing the blowing of the conch shell in the battlefield. Now Duryodhan was pleased hearing the conch shell, even though it sounded like the roar of a lion, because even though he was not righteous, he still belonged to the warrior class. He was still a Kshatriya. And the start of the battle would mean that he would come closer to his cherished desire to get complete dominion over the kingdom of Hastinapur. So this gave him great happiness that finally his dream was going to come true. Srila Swami Maharaj gives another beautiful meaning. Srila Prabhupada says in his commentary that indirectly by the symbolism of the conch shell, Bhishma informed his depressed grandson Duryodhan that he had no chance of victory in the battle because the Supreme Lord Krishna was on the other side. But still, it was his duty to conduct the fight and no pains would be spared in that connection. So this blowing of the conch shell brings happiness to Duryodhan and announces the start of the battle of Kurukshetra, and now everyone gets prepared and bugles and drums start beating on both the sides. We will continue that in the next time. Till that time, have a Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe, have a very blessed day.
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय श्री राधा रमन हरि गोविंद जय जय